Welcome back to my class again today. First and foremost, I want to take our time to say a very big thank you to those that have subscribed to my channel on YouTube and those that are following me on my Facebook page. I really appreciate you. Without you, I am not here. Now, today I just want to quickly revise two videos that I posted. Some people called me to clarify some things in those videos, talking about namespace. So I'm just going to elaborate more on it today. We've done all those things, but I will just go in depth to explain to you where I got some of those functions that I use in namespace. So without wasting much time, let's just get right in. Okay, now let me use this one. Now I told you namespace. I told you that this namespace uses two functions to get the data. Now, what are those functions? The global function and then the local. This is what the namespace uses. So I'm going to write a program now, and then I'm going to bring these two in to explain to you more. And then I mentioned something like this: the get method. Now, this global namespace and the local namespace are going to return a dictionary. Now, this is like saying in a family, there is an engineer, there is a doctor, right? When somebody is sick, who do you call? Do you call the engineer or the doctor? You call the doctor to go and treat somebody that is sick. If there's electrical problem in the house, probably that engineer is an electrical engineer. If there's electrical problem in the house, you don't call the doctor to go for it. You call the electrical engineer to go for it, right? So the attribute of the object that this guy or this guy is going to return, this is one of the attributes. So this attribute is what you are going to use to get whatever data that you are going to get. Now, to explain why I'm doing this class, you have this. A, you assign 10. B, you assign 20. Then let's write a function. The function is you define, you call the def keyword, add, right? These are function name. I'm not going to supply anything to it. So I go into the function. What do? I declare another variable A, and I assign 30 to it. Another variable B, and I assign 40 to it, right? Now, inside this function, the namespace for this, right, is the local namespace. This, everything here is the global namespace. Now, I want to carry out an activity here, which is what? I want to stay inside this function and access this global namespace. How will I be able to do that? Then I will need this guy. I'm going to need this guy, the global function. So this namespace is using this global function to access the global variable from inside this function. So if I want to access this inside here, I will say global function dot whatever this function is going to return is a dictionary that is carrying both key and value. Now, in order for me to access this data, I need to call an attribute, a method inside what this guy is going to return. It will return a dictionary object. That dictionary object will have attribute. Now, one of the attributes of that dictionary object is this guy, the get method. So I am going inside now, that object now, and I'm saying, get, go and fetch something for me, this data for me. So I will say get, then this one, A. When this is going to return a value, it will return 10. Now, so if I put this here and I call my print function to print it out, print, then I supply this, dot this. Whatever is going to return will be printed out on the screen. If I didn't supply it to the print function, it will not go to the console, which is the screen. You won't see it. So it's going to give me this. If inside here, still inside this place, I call the local function dot get, Then I put A here. This one is going to get me this value, which is what? 30. This one enables me to get the local variable within that scope that it is called. So right now, I'm calling it within this function. So it's going to give me this. Now, I can now say, if I want it to come out on the screen, I'll supply it to a print function. Print, I'll put it inside this bracket. And then this one here, yes, okay. This for this for this. Yes, that is it. So I'll put inside the print function. It will give me this on my screen. Now, I will now, the way I wrote this, for me, let's just write it properly, right? Now, I'm going to return. So I'm out of my function. I'm going to call this function. Let me call the function here. So I am calling the function here. So when I call the function, it will come here, right? And then it will go in here. It will declare this variable, assign 30 to it. Declare this variable, assign 40 to it. Then it will call this global function. And then whatever is going to return, which is the dictionary object that it will return, inside it, the attribute of that dictionary object, there is a get. So this get will now go to this A and print it out. While this one will go for this A and print it out. Now, I am going to replicate all this. I'm going to replicate it here outside of the function call. So I'm going to say print, right? Then I'll say global, globals. Then let me put this and put this here. So this one, globals function dot get A, and then this one I'll say print locals function dot get A, right? Please, I'm just doing this for you. Add this. So this one is inside here. So this function call, I'll put this here. This function call ends here. Now I am calling this now outside of the function. So this one will give me 10, this one will give me 30. Now this print global is going to return the value of the global variable. So this A, the global variable is this A. So this one too will also return 10. This one will return 10. This one, this local variable, is called within this scope. Is called within this scope. So what will it return? This one was called within this scope. So within this scope, this one will return this variable, which is what? 30. Within this scope that I've just shown you, calling this one within this bigger scope, this automatically become local for it, and this automatically become global for it also within this scope. So this one will return 10, and this one will also return 10. So the answer will be 10, 30, 10, 10. Because this local variable function is going to return the variable within the scope where it is called. So that is the clarity that I want to give to you in this video. So because when people are asking me, where did I get the get from? And what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? That is what I want to explain in this class. So let's go to PyCharm and let me run this for you to see. And then I'm going to do something in PyCharm. I will supply this global, right? I'll supply it to my what? To my dir directory. And then you will see the inside. And then you will see this what? This get inside it. So I will do it on the PyCharm. So let's go to PyCharm and let me practically demonstrate this to you. These are PyCharm. So let's practically demonstrate what I taught you in the class. Now let's just create a folder. We'll call it namespace. Let's just call this one namespace. space dot py. All right, so okay, so let's declare a variable. We say a, we assign 10 to it, and then we say b, we assign 20 to it, and then we define a function, def add, and then without supplying any parameter to it, we'll go into the function, and then we declare another variable, and then we'll assign 30 to it. We declare another variable b, and we assign 40 to it. Now, here we can actually say, since we created the function and we define it as add, we can say c a plus b. This is actually the function, and then we can say now I'm going to call my global variable. I can say print, then I'll call the global, then I will call the attribute get and use it to give me the value of a. So this one is going to give me the global variable a. So I can say print and then call the local variable and ask it to give me the value of a. And then I can okay. So I can come here and I say return. I can return C, right? I can return C to my calling function. So I can return C. So I'll come here. Now, I have declared my variable A. This is the global variable. This is the global variable A, global variable B, local variable A, local variable B. And then the C is also a local variable. Now, so I'm going to call my function add, right? Then I will come down here. I will also, then I will bring these two down outside the function. I'll put it here. Okay. And then there is something again that I taught you in seeing the inside of this global. So I can come here and I say print, and I will say print global functions, and then also print local functions. Then this one, I will say print. I want to see the global, right? Then I'll put this inside. I'll call the directory, the dir function. So this, all right. So this is my program that I've written. Now, what am I asking the program to do? So let me run it, and then you see the output, and then I'll begin to explain. So let me just execute it. Now, look at the output. So the first one, which is what? When you call this function, which is add will go here, then it will come in, declare this variable, assign 30 to it, declare this variable, assign 40 to it, then C. So if I'm going to, I return C, right? I return C, but you did not see it. So if I put this one inside print, if I put this my calling function and say print out what is returned, then you will see C will return what? 70. Now I can run it again. All right. Okay, so let me explain. Now, I declared a variable A and I assigned 30 to it. I declared another variable B and I assigned 20 to it. Then I defined a function, add. And inside this function, I have a variable A declared and I assigned 30 to it. Now, this is a scope within this function. Now, this is a global scope and this is what? A local scope. I am inside the function and I want to access data that is outside of the function. To do that, I have to call my global function. So print, I'm calling this global function, then whatever this global function is going to return, I am now asking the get method to go and fetch me the value of A. So it's going to fetch me the value of A, which is this global variable. So the value of A is 10. So it's returning 10. This is it. Now, this one is going to return the value of A in the local variable, where the scope under which it was called. So that one is going to return 30. Now, I am returning C to what? To my calling function, which is now given to the print function to project on the screen. So what is C? C is what? 30 plus 40. That is 70. So I return 70 to this calling function, and that is the 70 that you are seeing here. Then outside of this function, I am now calling the global function again to get me the value of A. The value of A in this case now will still be the value of A here, so which is also 10. Now, don't forget the local variable, the local function. What it returns is the value of the variable within the scope in which it is called. So this one is called within the global variable. So it's still going to return the value of A, not this one. Because the moment you exit this scope, this function, all these variables defined under these functions will cease to exist. I told you before. So that will still give us 10. Now, this print global is printing all the dictionary objects that is returned in this global. So that is what you are seeing here. So it's giving you a snapshot. It's giving you a snapshot of the inside of this global. So these are all the ones. Then let's see. These are built-in dictionaries. Name and value, name and value, name and value. Now let's see our own. You scroll to the end, you see our own. So the global one will be A, which is what? And then 10. Name, value, name, value, name, and then is pointing to the address. You can see the address of the function. That is what it's pointing to. So those are the global variable, right? Then this get local. So you can see that this local is called within the scope of the global. So it's still going to return the same value to you. That is it. It's returning the same value. So this one and this one are actually going to give you the same value. Now, the last one is what? I want to see the directory, which is this. I want to see the inside of this global. What are all the attributes that it has? Now, this is it. It's returning class and all this. Now, where is the get that I called? This get that I called. Let's look for it. Let's look for the get that I called. This is it. So this is it. This is the get that I called. All these other ones are for different purposes. So if I want to do other things that I need this global function to do for me, so it means I have to go in. It means that this family have plenty children, and all these children have. So in this family, we have an accountant, we have doctor, we have engineer, we have nurses. All the things that you want is inside this family. Now, if you want anything to be done, you will have to go to each of them to call them. So all I needed was to get the value of a variable that is returned. I want the value from the memory. So the person that will help me get it is the get method, and this is the get method. So you go into a family and access the particular person in that family. So the family dot the person. That is how it is done. Namespace dot value. So the get. So I've now shown you how I got the get method that I use to get the values of those variables that were returned. So this is what I want to show you in this class, just to clarify the last two classes that I did and make it clearer to you. So if you like this video, do not forget to click on the like button. Thank you. See you in my next class. Bye-bye.